Let me ask you a strange question. What if your life has been running on a scale from 0 to 1 million and nobody ever told you? This has nothing to do with your age, money, IQ, or blood markers. I'm talking about something much more subtle. A measurement system that quietly tracks how clear your mind is, how calm your nervous system feels, and how much power your attention actually has. Today I'm going to walk you through all of this, and once you see it, you'll never look at your thoughts, emotions, or actions in the same way. Here's the wild part. Every decision you make moves you up or down this scale. Think of it as your personal signal. You've been on it your entire life. You just never saw the numbers. For the last few months on this channel, I've been exploring something I call the human awareness experiment. It's built on a simple idea. What happens if we treat awareness like a system instead of a vague spiritual concept? Something we can observe, adjust, and improve. Your car has gauges. Your phone shows battery percentage. Your heart has a pulse, but your awareness? Most people run their entire lives without even seeing the meter. So I built one. I call it CAF, Calibration Alignment Frequency. Don't let the name scare you. This isn't mystical, it's practical. The idea began years ago while I was writing my book, How to Operate Your Soul. I started noticing patterns in how awareness behaves. I discovered signals can be cleaner or noisier depending on your state of mind. Over time, I mapped those patterns and eventually they became what I now call the CAF scale. This metric simply describes how aligned your internal world is, how well your thoughts, emotions, attention, and actions are working together. When those systems fall out of sync, life feels heavy, confusing, chaotic. But when they align, something remarkable happens. The signal clears and life begins to move in rhythm. Here's the principle that makes it all tick. It's called the law of total contribution. And it basically says, everything counts. Nothing is neutral. Every idea, feeling, reaction, belief, and memory influences your overall reading. If awareness is present, the system is active. If the system is active, everything counts. Now, here's how the scale works. CAF runs the gamut from 0 all the way up to 1 million. On the far left, at the bottom, is static. At this level, the signal is very noisy. Thoughts compete with each other, emotions pull in different directions, you second guess yourself, react quickly, and suddenly you're overwhelmed. Here, most of the work involves cleaning out mental noise, removing emotional distortion, and letting go of judgment. Basically, you're detaching from habits that weaken the signal. At the midpoint, you reach 500,000 CAF. Here's something important happens. The signal becomes stable enough for thoughts and emotions to stop fighting each other so they can start moving in the same direction. I call this state clarity. This midpoint is groundbreaking because it finally gives you the elusive peace of mind. You no longer see life through anger, anxiety, or ego. You simply notice what is. At this juncture, a mind shift takes place. Instead of fixing problems, you begin building. You add practice, creativity, belief, and gratitude. Life begins to move with you instead of against you. There's another reason this central region matters so much. Below 500,000, most people are taking more energy from the world than they're putting in. This leaves a net negative balance for the rest of us. They're reacting, compensating, and trying to claw their way back into balance. But when these individuals finally gain control and cross over the center axis, something flips. They begin adding energy to the field instead of draining it. We call this third level flow. You become calmer, creative, generous, and more present. You're not just surviving reality, you're inventing it. A helpful way to picture CAF is to imagine your mind and nervous system as radio receivers. All day long, you're tuning into different stations. Some signals are crystal clear. Others are chaotic noise. CAF simply measures how tuned in your signal is to the channel. To go back to awareness, a clear signal improves your life experience immensely. You begin noticing your thoughts instead of being controlled by them. Your emotions stabilize. Your decisions become easier to make because you now respond to circumstances instead of reacting. Let's make this practical. Imagine you wake up Monday morning already stressed about the week ahead. Your mind is racing, problems are piling up. You might be operating around, say, 200,000 CAF. That's a super dense signal. If you stay there, your decisions and reactions will likely make the next few days much more difficult. But if you remove some of the mental and emotional interference, the signal begins climbing upward. Right now, for example, I'd say my signal is high, around 650K. I'm engaged in my work, I'm enjoying the content in this video, I'm fully present and feel creatively alive. So on any given day, we can get good and not so good readings. But here's why CAF matters. Your awareness level quietly influences the quality of your decisions, the way you treat people, the richness of your ideas, and even the opportunities you notice. Two people can live in the same city, work at the same job, and face the same situations. But if their awareness is different, their experience of the world can change dramatically. One sees problems everywhere, the other sees possibilities. Same reality, two distinct calibrations. You don't have to believe any of this, but I would encourage you to test it for yourself. Try and live in the moment every day as much as you can. Notice when your mind feels noisy. Pay attention when it becomes clear. Watch what happens to your decisions, your mood, and your inspiration when you find a groove. We're really quite lucky awareness isn't just a passive experience. We actually get to operate it. So the big question now becomes, how do we adjust this scale? I'm sure most of us want to go up, right? That's where the Soul Console comes in. This dashboard houses the 11 tools of awareness, mechanisms you can use to make small adjustments to the way your thoughts and emotions operate in real time. Think of them as controls inside your head that help you to tune the signal. Nothing magical, just street-level science of the mind. Small adjustments, stronger signal, better life. This calf conversation is just getting started. There's so much to explore with calibration alignment frequency. Okay, that's today's transmission. The experiment continues. Keep your signal clean.